and that's a great segue into something that I ask people as we go through the process. So I'm creating this video series to help people with the topics, the lies I tell myself about money. And then another series, the lies I tell myself about relationships. The lies I tell myself about my body. So as part of the process, though, I ask people to just imagine, even for a few minutes, what it would be like to live without that thought, whatever that lie is that you have with yourself. And if you can get just a glimpse of that piece of how that might feel in your life, just hang on to it. It's a great tool to use. How would I feel? How do I feel, or who am I without judgment? And I feel great, and I love everybody. That's my answer to myself. Or for me, how would I be, or who would I be without distrust for men? Oh my gosh, free. I would feel like I was freed from a cage. And it's a lot of my answers to myself are freedom. But it's a great thing to ask, how or who would I be without that lie?
Right. And because we're talking about relationships here too, when you are true authentically to yourself and you're not telling yourself these judgmental things, you have that freedom even more so in your relationship, because you're coming at it with a pure sense of, who you are. You're presenting the person you are, and the person that's in your life, if they're the right person, you blend together. And it's beautiful without the judgments, self-judgments.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Let's see if I can find a few other juicy lies. Let's see. One person talks about maturity. If I were with that person right now, I would delve into, what does maturity mean to you? It means so many different things, so right. I can't even really, look more into that one without knowing what their belief system is.
Exactly, because what they could be dating somebody younger. They could be dating somebody who doesn't have a permanent job or doesn't care, maybe a musician or an artist. So whatever the maturity level is individual to that person. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
It really is. Let's see. People talking about compromising themselves and not being true to themselves in a relationship. I really like to see those posts because they're taking accountability.
Right.
And just,
exactly.
It sounds like really moving through things in a really positive direction. Another person answered that their struggle with relationships, or their challenge, has been themselves, their own ego. I'm like, wow, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And it's not that every relationship has to work for us.
Right.
And turn into marriage or whatever perfection is to you. It's a matter of, are we blaming people? Are we judging our partner? Are we projecting our impatience or our anger on them when it's something that's simmering in us? That's more where I'm going with it. I'm not like, the perfect outcome is marriage. And I think there's a lot of successful relationships that ended very friendly. And it was just, we're just not quite compatible, or maybe it's just not the right time in my life. But it wasn't riddled with baggage. Though that's the majority of what I see. Every once in a while, I see two people very peaceful, and I've had a few like that myself. Very peaceful, great outcomes, but we weren't just coming at each other with these egos, with this fight.
Right. Yeah. And if you want to have a great relationship, all that needs to be put by the wayside. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, yes. Easier sometimes, said than done. But really with baby steps, like just noticing throughout the day why you're sad, why you're angry. Is it really that person? Is it really your ex? Or, and I have to say, some clients will fight for that. oh, they love to battle me. It is my ex. It is. They're the reason that this, and this, and this.
Well, that's victimhood. They're falling into victimhood because they don't want to take the blame themselves and to correct that. So yes, so they're very excited. I mean, we all have a tinge of victimhood. You know?
I really lived it really good after my divorce. I was like, I've got a great story, you know. Yeah. Don't take that away from me with your accountability. You know, my life coaches were like, Victoria, you're acting like a victim.
Yeah.
Like, come on. But I got such a good story. And I was like, all right, I'm done.
Right.
Time to see what I can do to better my life and what I can learn from that relationship. And I've learned so much. And I was so not perfect. Absolutely not.
None of us are perfect.
True, but I was not even near the spectrum. There is just a lot of, ego involved. A lot of fighting for my rightness, and that's what I mean. So, yeah, I'm at peace with it. I wouldn't trade that marriage or the relationships I've been in for anything, because they've made me who I am right now.
They absolutely do, and on every level, every relationship. Whether you were saying, people are wondering, well, why am I in this relationship if it's not meant for marriage? That's how we learn what we want. Seriously, folks, that's really how we learn. I love this quality about Mr. X, and I love the intelligence of Mr. M, and I really would love to add, the playfulness of Mr. X. So then you have, and who do I have? MXX or whatever, whoever I was just trying to put together. But the point is that you take and grab, you put them out to the universe into what you want and need, and that's what you'll receive in your life. But it's all learning and not trial by error, but we bring in these experiences to grow. They may not always seem great, but as you get further along down your path of spiritual enlightenment, you realize that you are bringing in amazing relationships. They just may not be the one that's going to be there forever.
Right. One time, about a year ago, I was posting on Facebook and asked a really bold question, which is, when do you know when to leave? And I got a lot of great feedback, but there was one that really stuck out. And all he said is one sentence: when the relationship doesn't serve you anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, that answered my question, because that relationship, it truly wasn't serving me. Mm-hmm. And in that case, that means that it probably wasn't serving him either. Right. It's going to serve both of you. If it's serving both of you. Exactly. And it felt so bold and mean at the time, but it's not. It's not like a self-serving, selfish thing. Is this what's healthiest for my life right now?
Right. Absolutely. Because in situations when you're a parent, it's not just you. You have children as well, which come along with the whole package. So
yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with the men that take my dates seriously and go into these deep relationships with me, because I've got 5 kids. I just have to applaud you right now. That's impressive, my friend.
That is very impressive. And the fact that, like, you and I, we're thinkers and we talk, and sometimes it doesn't matter how attractive you are. The wrong person's not going to get it. They're not going to understand where you're coming from. So, yeah, the ones that stick are amazing because they're the ones that truly get us. Yeah,
and have patience with us.
Exactly.
We creative types, and we love to talk about this stuff. Like, it's very human behavior. I love it. I love the topic. I love the topic of relationships, whether it's business relationships, personal relationships. So ode to the men that will sit and have these conversations with me in my life, and the woman too.
Yeah.